can go. We are looking at this timeline as still valid for the public to receive the second as possible. And we're hopeful that more Eswatini will soon receive a dose of the COVID-19 vaccine to help reduce the chances of severe illness and death. We will continue to regularly update the nation about the availability of the vaccines and the whole vaccination exercise.
The Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku has visited Eswatini primary and high inclusive schools to ascertain the welfare of the pupils in the two schools. Masuku says this is in line with the mandate of the Office of the Deputy Prime Minister to promote the rights, the development and the education of every Eswatini child.
On his visit to Eswatini primary and high inclusive schools, the Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku was shown around all the classrooms in the schools, where he got the opportunity to greet the pupils as well as to inspect the conduciveness of the classrooms. Delivering his speech in front of the pupils, Masuku says the vision of the government is to ensure that all schools in the country are built and or modified to cater for pupils with special needs. He says he is happy to learn that Eswatini has the required specialized learning equipment for learners.
We found that today the 36 of persons with disability who are integrated in these schools, we believe in empowerment, and for Eswatini to develop, they need to be empowered. And empowerment is not just one thing that you do to them, like give money. You empower them in many ways. One of those that we did today was to give, to live with the head of the school, 2 acts, actually 3 acts. If the students, or the learners as they call them now, can be taught, they can be protected, they can understand what they need to do to protect themselves, because they should understand the pieces of legislation that this country has produced to protect them. And I've also arranged that our office is going to take some time off and take a day to come and help the teachers understand these acts so that they can help the community. It is empowering the community. This is how Tinkhundla operate, empowerment, and this is what we were doing. We're decentralizing everything.
Chief Mbiko Mkhonda of Engwenyameni Chiefdom thanked the Deputy Prime Minister for the visit. We are honored and thankful to have the Deputy Prime Minister here with us today to ascertain the welfare of the pupils. The Deputy Prime Minister handed over 3 acts from the government's legislature, which include the Disability Act of 2018, the Children and Welfare Act, and the Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Act of 2018. He says teachers should make time to teach the pupils about these acts every now and then. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Sifiso Ngumalo with Smova Shongwe at Eswatini.
On Friday, Eswatini commemorated the World Environment Day and the World Day to combat desertification under the theme Ecosystem Restoration. The Minister of Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Moses Vilagati, and the Minister of Agriculture, Jabulani Mabuza, emphasized on the importance of ecosystem restoration. The commemoration was held at Ndlandlameni and Mpongwaneni constituency on Friday.
The Kingdom of Eswatini on Friday commemorated the World Environment Day and the World Day to combat desertification under the theme Ecosystem Restoration. The Minister of Tourism and Environment, Moses Vilagati, and the Minister of Agriculture, Jabulani Mabuza, graced the event with their presence. The ministers started by planting trees in an effort to protect the wetlands situated at Ndlandlameni. The government of Eswatini provided fencing for the wetlands, that is 4 hectares, and this cost about 100,000 emalangeni. The Minister of Tourism, Moses Vilagati, says one way of preventing desertification is the replanting of trees.
need to restore what we've dilapidated as a people. This includes deforestation. This includes affecting our wetlands. This includes the degradation of the land systems.
The Minister of Agriculture, Jabulani Mabuza, says it is important to conserve the environment and that proper usage of land can create job opportunities.
We emphasize more on investing in land restoration so that we can create jobs for our people, so that we can bring economic resilience to the community.
Mtamini Dlamini, speaking on behalf of the chiefdom, thanked the government for such an act. Dlamini says they will take extra care of the wetland and its fencing. Manzini Regional Administrator Chief Gija has pleaded with the nation to stop starting unnecessary field fires, as this also burns down important trees. This day was first commemorated in 1974. The World Environment Day will this year be held on the 5th of June and the World Day for Combat Desertification on the 17th of June. Both these ministries saw it fit that the commemoration be jointly held today because they both commemorate one topic, which is the efforts that can be done to reduce combat desertification. Reporting is Tembelihle Makuchwa with Vumkhosi Nzinisa and Temba Shabangu at Ndlandlameni.
The chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee, Phila Buthelezi, says the police should be the ones responsible to find out why government cars are registered under individuals' names. Buthelezi was speaking in Parliament when the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs appeared before the Public Accounts Committee.
The Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs appeared before the Public Accounts Committee, PAC, where the ministry had to account on different issues, which includes the issue of government cars which have been registered as personal cars for civil servants. The PAC's chairperson, Phila Buthelezi, says the PAC's chairperson, Phila Buthelezi, says the time has come for the police to find out the reason behind this issue. Gege, Member of Parliament Musa Kunene, says the CTA's general manager needs to account on this issue.
So ngawuthi vele nje usuggesta sihlalo amaphoyisa akuthathe crooks sihlalo ahamba interrogator vele utalikhipha liqiniso because there's no way lesingathola ngayo nje kusho ukuthi didn't get motive base government but athola ku nguye crooks otade ukuthi bani abantu ngamendela into and umbona ngale ndlela la behavior ngayo sihlalo mina I support it 100% what you have said, sir.
The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Justice, Lorraine Hlophe, says they will continue to work on the matter as the Ministry of Justice.
Recommendations, the Trade Commission,
the issue of the misuse of government properties is a cause for concern for the Public Accounts Committee, as it is an issue that is usually raised in almost all the ministries. For Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni with Linton Kule in Parliament.
The Eswatini Post and Telecommunications Company has officially launched a new product named the door-to-door delivery service, where a customer will no longer have to travel to the post office to collect goods and mail, but through a phone call, the mail will be delivered to them. The product was launched by the acting managing director, Ndlamini.
The Eswatini Post and Telecommunications Company has officially launched its new product named the door-to-door service delivery, where customers can just call the post office to deliver goods at their place of residence or pick up goods to various destinations in the country. The acting managing director of the EPTC, Amon Dlamini, says they are excited to bring a new product to their customers.
Because they don't have now to travel to our facilities to collect their parcels. Whenever customers buy, be it nationally or from around the world, there is somebody that then has to come and physically deliver the item. And that is the space that we'll be playing in as the postal department. For us, it means we are expanding the business portfolio that we have, because we were not doing this before. Customers would come and collect their parcels, be it registered mail or items from the post office. But now we're going to deliver at your doorstep. And then for a start, we will be focusing on the corridor, which is Manzini, Matsapa, Zulu, and Mbabane. But with the time, we will then be expanding the coverage area, as we know that there's a lot of infrastructure that we have around the country.
The general manager of the APTC, Mbongiseni Nkambule, says the program has already started. They will be rolling out the program for a period of a year.
It has already begun, the service. By Monday, if we get the first call, deliver. So everything's in place.
He says during this time, they will also look at all faults where they will be looking at where they can improve. Representing the regulator was Tulani Fagutsa, who says they are happy and fully support such a service.
We all know the nature of the post has evolved.
The PTC says even where they are off-roads, they will be available using their 4x4 cars. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Kian MCB with Alwande Mota, Mbabane.
Supreme Court Registrar Lungile Msimango says properties belonging to suspects that are alleged to be behind the disappearance of 700,000 emalangeni at the Master's office have been forfeited. Msimango was speaking in Parliament during the appearance of the Judiciary Service Commission before the Public Accounts Committee.
When the Judiciary Service Commission appeared before the Public Accounts Committee, issues around the disappearance of 700,000 Malangeni in the Master of High Court's offices were deliberated on. The Supreme Court's Registrar, Lungile Msimango, gave a full update on how far the investigation has gone. Members of the Public Accounts Committee wanted to know from the Registrar about the state of employment of the suspects.
Ngifuna ukuva ngale ndzaba le South Africa ukuthi lana nangabe mhlawumbe sitawusebenzisa office ya DPP nani ngala kune Central Bank nangihambisa nje imali iyangale bakhona lokuthola ukuthi ngitransfer kubani iyakubani hamba kwemali so ke bathini bona
nginombuto ukuthi engabe le mali le transfer yelwe eSouth Africa ngabe imali lenganani kule mali le out of this total naloko ukuthi ke 10% leti dona leti impahla le property yalaba bekunene labaganga lapha yona kungaba imali lenganani.
The Registrar of the Judiciary Service Commission, Lungile Msimango, stated that the suspects have been suspended with pay. She says that some of their properties have been forfeited. She says that these properties include 2 BMW cars and a mobile kitchen. She further stated that it has been gathered that a sum of 100,000 emalangeni is alleged to have been transferred to a South African account.
Kunaleti impahla lebetikhona talaba lababoshwa leba involved lezana so lokwendekile ioffice la DPP liyendile iapplication eHigh Court ukucela ukuthi laba bebathwala bafofithe impahla tabo so itholakile ke iorder yokuthi leti impahla sebafofithile.
The Judiciary Service Commission officials also stated that they are working towards ensuring that the filing system is done digitally to avoid issues of missing files. For Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni with LinkedIn Kule in Parliament.
Eswatini TV acting CEO Kenneth Mazia has acknowledged the good behavior and hard work from Limpopo University internship students during their internship program at the station. Mazia was speaking during a farewell function for the students who have completed their internship program. Eswatini Television's acting CEO Kenneth Mazia says he is pleased with the way students from Limpopo University who were undergoing an internship program within the TV station conducted themselves and their commitment with new projects they have introduced to develop the TV station is commendable.
Who are open. I think that my team we have this project,
Corporate Affairs Manager Mncedisi Mayisela acknowledged the relations between Limpopo University and Eswatini TV broadcasting station.
Limpopo and Eswatini TV have become one family because that is where we actually get knowledge from as an institution, and of course the students also get knowledge from us as Eswatini TV.
Limpopo University of Creative Technology mentor Lemi Magori says the current situation of the person of the late founder and president of the university, Professor Emeritus Tan Siri Datuk Paduka, is a great loss to many, especially because Dr. Paduka was playing a tremendous role in developing the education sector worldwide. Magori further says Eswatini TV's initiative in supporting the students to build their career is highly appreciated.
I thank Eswatini TV for the opportunity given. We tried to cook the meal to make sure that the meal is appropriate for the industry.
Simpiwe Ngomani, who is one of interning students, appreciated Eswatini TV and the authorities for their experience during the duration of their internship program.
When we pitched ideas, when we had something to say, you gave us an ear and you listened to everything without judging.
All the students summed up by appreciating the training course during their one-on-one interview and also mentioned that this will give them great credits during their job hunting. Reporting for Eswatini TV is Alwande Mota with Gianni Msibi in Babane. The Chief Executive Officer of the Youth Enterprise Revolving Fund, Begizo Mazia, says they are planning to digitize the processes of the fund to ensure that the youth has easy access to it. Mazia says this comes after suggestions by the youth in the business clinics the fund is having in different constituencies around the country.
On the 1st of this month, the Youth Enterprise Revolving Fund opened applications for Cycle Aid. The Chief Executive Officer, Begizwe Mazia, says after conducting business clinics in different constituencies and heard the youth's concerns about the fund, they felt compelled to consider making changes in some of their processes.
The challenges which we have received from the young people as we go out conducting business clinics to them, it is the absence of online application means by them where they have to physically submit their applications to either the Inkundla Center or to our offices. As a fund, we are already in the process to procure an online application system.
Mazia explains the requirements for receiving support from the fund.
One of the key requirements for loan applications by the young people, it is the business plan, which gives an overview of what the business actually entails. Second to that, in order of importance, it is the market confirmation. It could be in a form of letters, market confirmation letter. It could be in a form of market contract. It could be in a form of market survey, where it is not possible to produce a document that pertains to market. It's also a major requirement to get the proof of either ownership of the premises or the right to use the premises on which the business would be operated on. Without the proof of ownership or right to use, which could be in a form of lease agreement or a chief's letter indicating that the land has been issued officially by by the local authority to the applicant. It is also important to also get quotations of the inputs that are going to be purchased.
In Cycle 6 and 7, government funded 28 young people's businesses with over 1.7 million emalangeni. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, Nelson Ndlangamandla with Muzi Mkhonda in Babane.
The Catalyze Group has gathered its stakeholders to a meeting to discuss ways in which smallholder farmers can benefit through the usage of a solar system for irrigation purposes. The meeting was held at the Happy Valley Hotel in Eswatini.
The purpose of the meeting is to discuss how smallholder farmers can benefit from the use of solar energy, particularly the irrigation of the fields. Zanele Mazibugo from Catalyze says they have noted over time that the cost of production has been increasing.
The cost of production has been increasing largely as a result of the increase in the prices of electricity. So today we're here to discuss and to map a way forward on how our local smallholder farmers can benefit from the use of solar energy.
Can you just briefly name the stakeholders that you are working with?
On this program, we are working mainly with the European Union, who are funding the program. We also have Bulembu Ministries, who are also present here today, as well as Montigny. Those are the key stakeholders. We've also invited banks and other financial institutions who have an interest in the support of smallholder farmers.
Nkululeko Dlamini, who was representing the Eswatini Sugar Association, says the system will help decrease energy costs and increase productivity, and it can also benefit the environment by utilizing natural renewable energy.
We think that this technology, solar energy, is going to help our growers a lot to actually reduce, their, pumping cost. Right now, the pumping costs, they are actually escalating. They are going beyond 10,000 emalangeni per hectare, which is quite, ridiculous. So we do hope that, during the day, they will be able to use the solar, and in that way, they will be able to at least half the cost of irrigation, of pumping in that way. So we believe that this technology is going to definitely help them.
He says solar-powered equipment may also benefit farmers' crops in terms of drying efficiency, but also in terms of protecting farmers' yield from the elements. Reporting, I'm Lungilela Makakula with Fortune Dlangamandla Zulwini.
Good evening once again. You are still watching Eswatini TV. Let's have a look at our sports news. Chairman of the Premier League of Eswatini, Mark Carmichael, says the newly opened Galanga Technical Center will play a major role in helping complete this year's season on time. Carmichael says a majority of clubs under Premier League and National First Division based in the Lubombo region will mostly play their fixtures at the new stadium.
On Thursday this week, the National Football Association opened officially a technical center, Galanga, in Stegi, under the Lubombo region. The center will also serve as a venue to host local competitions. Premier League of Eswatini Chairman Mark Carmichael says the stadium will also play a major role in assisting them to finish the current season.
Kutfola le facility for Tsine as Premier League club kuhle kakhulu, and siyafisa nje ukuthi kungemi la kuchekwe setshenzwe awumendas bambise asakele lokunye lokuhle sitokhona nathi ibhola sikhona kuyibhakamisa.
On another note, National Football Association Technical Director Beksisa Mkhonda says the center is in line with CAF and FIFA programs when it comes to club licensing.
Kusafuna sisebende ngoba ile infrastructure ihlukene kaningi ikhona kuma competitions sothi nje njengaloko sikubeka lokho kuthi FA ngakusebenzisa ku develop phinde kusenze kuma competition kufuna ke phinde sehle vele ibe khona ema clubini ngoba abantwana baqhamuke emangweni bangene ema clubini bangene etulu ka.
Soon the association will be completing another center in Mkuzweni, which will be the fourth in the country after one at Lobamba, one in Hlangano, and another one in Stegi Galanga. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera with Linda Dlamini.
Former Amazulu FC legend Mlamuli Sputla Zwane says the current crop of players do not have the passion to play football, which results in the country's failure to have more international players, as was the case in the past. Zwane played for Amazulu between 1989 to 1994 and is now the head coach for Tambuti FC under the MTN Premier League.
Mlamuli Zwane, known by many as Sputla, is a former Amazulu legend, having made headlines at the South African-based club between 1989 to 1994. Zwane believes, in his opinion, that the current crop of players have now lost the passion and the love for the game, which has resulted in the country's failure to export players internationally.
The type of players now, it's a very big heart. They don't have the vision from Swallows, if you go to somewhere else and play in level and do. So what color do you it's about the players that are cool. Even in my team, you can see the way, even the score, they don't feel like, look, it's about celebrating with the emblem of the team and saying, I'm dying for this team here. In the team, at that time, players would go outside because they wanted to prove themselves. But the man say corner, yeah. But how do you bring the sponsors to Swaziland? It's the way it's funny that I approach the game. It's not that up to standard.
Tony Tititsabetse, who plays for Mbabane Swallows, made headlines in his early stages at SuperSport United, also in the Republic of South Africa, between 2003 to 2011. In his opinion, Tsabetse believes ignorance has also added on the players' behavior.
I think, to be quite honest, we ignorant. They don't know, they're not being told the melody right, the melody is bad. So we behave by our way, everything comes back to hand them because they're still young. And most of them, you can never play football, professional football, like that.
Tambuti, that is coached by Zwane, face Tsabetse's Swallows this coming Saturday at the King Sobuza II Memorial in Hlangano in Saturday MTN Premier League clash. This report was compiled by Fabrice Msonera with Linda Dlamini, Mpabane.
Well, Eswatini, that's all for now. Before we conclude, let's have a relook at our top stories. The acting Prime Minister has allayed fears of those who got the first jab of the COVID-19 vaccine as they await the second jab. The Deputy Prime Minister today visited the Eswatini primary and high all-inclusive schools in the Shiseleni region. The Kingdom of Eswatini joined the rest of the world in commemorating the World Environment Day and the World Day to combat desertification. And with that, we sum up our bulletin for the evening. Up next is the weather update from myself and the team here at Eswatini TV. Thank you for watching. Good night.